Hi, let me ask you this. Why do some people with no connections, no funding, no elite education still find a way to win? Why is it that the ones who were counted out, overlooked, and underestimated often do the highest? Maybe it's because they've got something no resume can show, no investor can buy, and no algorithm can predict. A fire that doesn't flicker, a reason deeper than comfort, a dream they'd rather go broke chasing than succeed by ignoring, and a hunger that doesn't sleep because they remember what it feels like to be invisible. So the real question isn't, are you qualified? Do you have the right degree? Is your timing perfect? No. The real question is, are you done waiting for someone to choose you? Or are you finally ready to choose yourself and move before anyone else understands? Because belief doesn't come after success. It creates it. The struggle you don't see. Do Won Chang arrived in America with less than 100 pounds to his name. He didn't speak fluent English. He didn't have a degree from a top school. He didn't even have time to dream big. He worked 3 jobs: gas station, coffee shop, janitor, all at once. Woke up at 4 a.m., fell asleep at midnight. No applause, no shortcuts, just survival. But beneath all that exhaustion, he had one thing most people never discover: a clear why. He wasn't just working to pay bills, he was working to rewrite his family's future. He didn't wait for the perfect idea. He paid attention, not to gurus or trends, but to patterns, to people, to possibility hiding in plain sight. Working long shifts at a gas station, he started noticing something. The customers driving the nicest cars, wearing the sharpest outfits, looking the most alive, they all had one thing in common. They worked in fashion. That wasn't luck. That was a clue. And instead of saying, "Must be nice," he asked the bolder question, "Why not me?" No business degree, no seed capital, no roadmap, just courage. He and his wife rented a tiny space, just 12 by 15 feet, a store that could barely fit a dream, but it was enough. They called it Fashion 21, not because they had it all figured out, but because they believed the future belongs to the brave. While others mocked them, he kept showing up, 7 days a week. No vacations, no backup plan. He slept on the floor, folded clothes by hand, learned every customer by name. He didn't chase what was trendy, he chased what was true. And that truth was simple. You don't need to start big, you just need to start honest. Because when your dream is real, the size of your shop doesn't matter. The size of your commitment does. And what began as a corner store would one day become a fashion empire. But in those early days, it wasn't about fame. It wasn't about headlines. It was about building something that no one could take away. Ownership, freedom, legacy, what most people miss. People said, "You're too quiet to be a businessman. You're not from here. It'll never scale." But he didn't argue. He just worked quietly, consistently. He believed long before the world did. He didn't say, "I need approval." He said, "I need alignment." His thoughts, his actions, his decisions all pointed in one direction: ownership, freedom, legacy. The breakthrough. While others were still tweaking CVs, Do Won Chang was opening his 10th store, then his 100th, then over 800 worldwide. All from a man who once cleaned toilets. No fancy resume, no inherited wealth, just grit, attention, and boldness. He built something real, not a job someone offered him, but a legacy he created with his own 2 hands. And in doing that, he didn't just sell clothes. He stitched a message into every thread. You don't have to be born with privilege. You just have to move with purpose. So now I ask you, are you curious what would happen if you stopped waiting, stopped doubting, stopped shrinking, and finally started building the version of you the world hasn't met yet? If that question hits something deep, then don't let this just be motivation. Let it be a mirror. Because your dream, it's not crazy. It's just early. Curious where to start? Click the link in my bio. I'll show you the blueprint. The final word. So now I ask you, are you waiting to feel ready? To be approved? To have everything figured out? Because here's the truth. You don't need permission. You need purpose. Stop waiting for the world to notice you. Start becoming the one they can't ignore. Because the future doesn't belong to the loudest voice. It belongs to the one who dares to move first, even if they start in silence. Curious people don't wait for permission. They don't follow rules. They reimagine them. While others stay frozen by fear, they move anyway, because they're driven by what's possible. They ask better questions. Not, what if I fail? But, what if I never try? And when the world tells them to be realistic, they quietly build a new reality. So if something inside you feels ready, even if no one else sees it yet, you're not lost. You're just early. And if you're curious how ordinary people are turning bold ideas into real income and freedom, you'll find everything you need in the link in my bio. Because the future won't wait, and neither should you.